Right now, you might be feeling like you're being faced with an impossible challenge. Like you've never faced this thing before, but you're facing it now. You have to overcome it. You don't know why you have to overcome it, but you know that something really good is on the other side of it. And this challenge right now is getting you prepared to be able to receive and to handle the next parts of your mission, the next parts of your purpose, and to be able to impact millions of people here on Earth. Not thousands, not hundreds, but millions of people. Every action you take, every breath you take, every moment that you take where you're present now and you're going through your transformational process is already in this moment in the quantum field affecting millions of people. Every decision and every choice that you make in this particular moment is at this moment already affecting millions of people, positively, neutrally, or negatively. You are in charge of what you decide to carry out here on Earth. God gave you the free will to say, I want to go and to do this for the world, to be this for the world, or to choose to not do those things, and to allow those millions of people to go unaffected in a positive way, in which and for which they could have been by you if you had made a certain choice or decision. Now, these choices and decisions, I'm being told, will be very clear to you along the way. All you have to do is say yes. When there's an inner truth inside of your belly, when there's an inner truth that comes to you from the divine, from your soul, from your higher self, and it feels right and it feels in resonance, maybe a video you saw reminded you of this at some certain point, and you said, all right, that's who I am. That's what I have to do. That's why I'm here. Your only job to that realization is to say yes, okay? If you choose to. I want to bring something also at this moment in time. We're going to be hopping into the astrology. This is going to be an astrological video, believe it or not, until the new moon, right? Talking about the new moon and the energies. But this is a timeless message. If you're watching this now, past or beyond this new moon, doesn't matter. This message is intended for you. This is your part of the process right now, okay? God is saying it is your responsibility right now to own up to the decisions and the potential that you have inside of you and to step into that if you do choose to be a part of the greater destiny of earth-changing individuals present on this planet right now that are have signed up for that duty, okay? In plain speak, as a channeler, I can translate. We all signed up. If you're watching this and you feel this inside, you just didn't know how maybe to articulate it, okay? We all signed up for a big job here on Earth, okay? And when we come here and incarnate here on Earth, we kind of forget about that for a little while. And there's little flashes of inspiration as we're growing up here and there that remind us, but really it's our job and our duty to receive bits of that purpose along the way on our journey to remind us what we're really here to do, until someday it just smacks us in the face, and it keeps smacking us in the face until we either decide no or ultimately yes, okay? And God is saying basically the train is here, okay? Meaning if you are wanting to fulfill that duty, fulfill what your greater purpose for the earth is or was when you signed up for this, right, in your incarnation or before coming down to earth, now is the time to say yes to it. Now is the time to take the leap of faith and to take steps towards it, okay? Now is the time to make the decision as to whether that's going to be a no or a yes. And one thing he wants to make very clear is there is no in between. If there's anything in your life right now with love that you are in between worlds of, if you're either kind of halfway in a yes, halfway in a no, you're stuck in an in between, it's going to be forced into one of the directions, probably the no direction. Okay, which will change a lot of the circumstances. So you get to and need to say actively yes if you do want to engage with that purpose, or allow the default to be a no. Okay, if you are in a situation where you are in the in-between. Okay, let this be your message. Whenever you happen to see this video, let this be your sign. If you're sitting with that in your gut, chances are you're sitting with that in your gut right now. This is your stimulation to be like, okay, I need to make that decision. And I need to go in and say yes or no, that it's going to probably just default to no if I don't do anything about it, okay? Okay, but yes, you are an earth angel if you're watching this. You did sign up for a big purpose. You have a very unique and special purpose here on earth that God wants to remind you of, okay, through these videos and through his spoken word. and the universe as well. Okay, and that purpose is now ready. Okay, is what I'm being told. It's come up to the heart. It's coming out of the heart. It's like expanding through and out of the heart. Okay. And what I'm being told is it's your job right now to just find a vehicle to be able to express that part of you. And the key here is to find how and where your heart, I mean this literally and figuratively, right? I'm not just a woo-woo figurative man. This is a literal scientific thing for me too. So I mean, if there's an energy you can feel in your heart, as I'm saying this and speaking and channeling this energy, that wants to do something, that's going to be a variety of things for a lot of people, right? Maybe that's taking care of pets. Maybe that's taking care of people. Maybe that's helping inspire people, right? Maybe that's being on stage. Whatever that is for you, okay? Your heart is going to tell you, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. Your heart, nowhere else. Not your mind, not your sacral, not your root, not your legs. Your heart's going to say, this is my mission. This is my purpose. That's where to look, by the way. If you don't know what that is, the instructions in this moment from this video are to look in your heart and to ask yourself, what is my true meaning for being here? What did I sign up to do before I came here online? Okay. And once you have that, the second thing to do, what I'm being told to tell you, is to find a way mentally to be able to take that purpose from the heart to enact that, okay, to apply that in modern society, okay? So we want to move this, the heart, from the esoteric realm of feeling, i.e., let's say I want to go ride a scooter outside, okay? My heart wants to ride a scooter outside. I don't know, I'm getting a pain in my heart when I say that. That's very weird. Maybe there's something there for someone or me. I want to go ride a scooter outside, okay? And that's just a desire, right? I don't have a scooter and I don't have the resources right now to go get one, let's just say, okay? I would then, instead of just sitting with that desire in my heart, have to go into my mind and think about the ways in which I can go about getting a scooter so I can fulfill my desire in my heart. Does that make sense? So the mind is meant to serve the heart, okay? This is the order of operations that Spirit wants you to go in, and how to figure out how to get that out for the world. Okay, so if you want to take care of pets, for instance, right? You then ask your mind, what's a practical way I can find a vehicle, okay, a modern vehicle, practical modern vehicle that fits my heart-centered desire that will also make sense in my life or be able to provide for me what I need from a logical perspective to survive and overall thrive. Okay. Now, what I'm being told to tell you is when you do this, something very special is going to happen. You're going to find that because it comes from your heart center, okay, the value that you're going to be able and potentially able to bring, like the potential you have to be able to bring a value to that thing and that part of the world is enormous. Like it's huge. It's like incredibly significant, right? Wherever your heart wants to be, whatever your heart wants to do, the value, the energy that you bring to that thing, that could even be a relationship for some of you, that could be a certain career path, a job, whatever it is, okay? And so you then receive back, okay, because of universal principle, you will then receive back that amount plus way more in value in return for your heart-centered dedication there. Does that make sense? The energy that's returned to you, okay, whether that's through money, which many of you that will be money, I'm being told, right? Heart-centered business, heart-centered practice for money in exchange for money. Money is a form of energy, okay? It doesn't have to be money though, okay? Or security or shelter or any other type of investment back to you that you need, right, to thrive and continue doing that thing. The universe will take care of that, okay? I mean this in a very practical way. Take it from someone who's been doing this for 3+ years now. When you follow your heart's desires and you find practical ways of enabling your heart's desires in the world, the universe takes care of everything you need to keep doing more of that thing. Okay? Like it just, I'm telling you, it magically flows. Like this is the secret, this is the key to finding a way to make it work, right? Make your heart's desires, make your heart's truth work practically in modern society, is you just trust that finding a way and then doing that practically from the heart center, the universe will fill in the gaps and allow everything you need to be provided for you in excess, in surplus. Okay? And what I'm being told to tell you is that's because of the enormous / infinite amount of love energy that exists from your heart center when you pursued that. Okay? It's like the universe can never give you enough back, right? Like they're always continuously giving you more and more and more for doing more of that thing. They're rewarding you, okay, because of how much you're actually able to contribute for doing that thing. Okay, good. So that was the channel message to start all of this. I know that was kind of a long channel message, but that was the timeless channel message. If you're watching this and you're needing some, you were needing some clarity, right, around your situation right now. Hopefully that was helpful for you. I do want to go into the current astrology. We're going to look at the current astrology together until the new moon here occurring on September 14th, 2023. Okay. And look at a high-level overview of what's happening so you can take steps in alignment with the energy of the stars, or just find certain clarity of what may be going on in your life and why things are happening. Okay, so my goal is to provide useful, practical information that can help aid you in your current life circumstances at this moment in time. Okay. So here we go. So at the time of this recording, it is September 2nd. We're going to start on the 3rd. This is when this video will be posted, and we're going to work our way to the 14th. Which is the new moon. Now, currently, right now, is very interesting in this collective chart. We have not an official stellium because these aren't planets, but a figurative stellium. We can say the collective descendant, the Sun, Mercury, Vertex, and Pallas. Okay, all in Virgo, all conjunct and in Virgo here. Okay, so this is a very significant, powerful, life-changing mental shift or transformation that you might be going through. And really what I get is it is this calling. Okay, it's like a calling of integration with your mind and your heart. Okay, Sun with Mercury here with Vertex and Pallas. Pallas here, okay, the asteroid Pallas, this little diamond here. And we got Mars, so it's actually relatively close to Mars in Libra, interestingly. Okay, for the people is what I'm hearing, for the people. Pallas is where you are already a natural leader, okay? So you're meant to lead people in a certain direction, okay? You're naturally talented at that, okay? Should you combine that with, or what I'm being told is that place of leadership, that place where you're meant to help people find their way, is what we talked about in the heart, okay? It's just, what I'm getting told is the block is how to practically, right? How to practically from the mental sphere bring that into the world. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. I feel like there was some more channeled information about that. But let's talk about the fact that this is also, this is obviously opposing the collective ascendant. So no mistake here, right? With the collective descendant here. Also descendant Sun is at 11:11. Talk about that in a second. And then Saturn is here in Pisces. Okay, and the most recent full moon, by the way, was Saturn opposing the Sun. Saturn opposing the moon. Okay, from Pisces. Okay, so what that means basically is there's a transformation related to the need for more practicality in all of our lives, or certain things being made clear that we need to do more of or get more of done in order to be more productive or in order to be able to fulfill our spiritual mission. Okay, so very much a theme here, as you can see already, of combining, right, our esoteric or our intuitive desires and gifts with the practicality of modern society. And I mentioned there's more channel information about how to do that. So I'm going to talk about that now. Okay. The first thing to focus on, and the biggest block for many people who might watch this video, is going to be money. So I'm going to focus and talk about that. And this might light up a lot of souls as I say this, right? And kind of clear the way for you guys. When it comes to doing what your heart desires, the first block that might come up is I won't be able to make enough money, or it's not practical to be able to provide for me and or my family and or my loved ones, okay? And what I'm being told is if you don't look, okay? If you don't look, if you simply assume that that heart's desire is impractical or not able to be utilized in a modern way to make money, okay, then you will stay stuck in that perception, okay? I.e., it's required, those of you wanting to step into that next part of your purpose, to look, to investigate, okay? To actually attempt. No matter what your current perception is of how impractical or impossible it is to sustainably live your heart's desire to find fulfillment in this world, okay? It's to almost put that to the side and go against that and say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to investigate tangible, real, actual ways that my heart's desire can really make money, right? Even if, here's the key, no one else is doing that yet, okay? Some of you that will be applicable. Others of you will have models to go off of. You can find others who are doing what you want to do or something very similar. You can model what they're doing to earn a living, okay? YouTube will be a great resource. TikTok, Instagram Reels, okay, will all be great resources for you guys as I'm saying this, okay? But one thing to note is as you go and look for or investigate if and how, really the question becomes how, not even if, because what I'm being told is if it's in your heart's desire at this time, and especially if you're watching this video, it is possible to bring that desire and to make it a practical way of living and or making money, okay? But it is required for you to look. If you don't look, it will not change. In order to change that, you have to look and find and say, that is a model, okay? If I were to put this piece together with this piece, this system together with this piece, this way of bringing in traffic with this way of being paid together with this kind of system that tracks everything or automates everything or just allows me to be paid for what I do, right? Looking at these ways and these systems, you will find that way of being, okay? Now, the reason I'm going through this in such an in-depth way is because this is the block that I sense a lot of people watching this will have when it comes to their mission, is they haven't looked at the ways in which they can really make it work or be paid or receive their income from being who they are and doing what they do, okay? And they might assume, right? Some of you might assume that it's not possible or it's not enough, okay? But the moment that you look, the moment that you find out that it is indeed possible, okay, is the moment where you actually get motivated, okay? I'm spending time on this because that's how you find the motivation, when you see that it's possible. Okay, so my challenge to each and every single one of you is right now in this moment, go find out, not if, but how. I want you to assume how first, not if, it's possible to make money from doing what your heart desires to do. Okay? That's what I want you to at least allocate. Give me 30 minutes of your time or an hour of your time, okay, to go dedicate to that. Even if you find one simple way of making income or making a living and filling your practical needs, okay, with your heart's desire, that is really positive progress. And every time you get one of those, I'm being told you're going to get a lot more excitement, okay? Okay, really good start. Let's continue on. All right, so September 4th. One thing to note here as well that I didn't mention is we have Venus here with Juno in Leo. Okay, so those of you guys who are in relationships or love is a factor in your life, this is going to be influencing your career and public life or your expression. Okay, one other piece of advice to give to each of you watching. Oops, let's not show my personal desktop. Is to allow love or to allow your partner, okay, if you have a partner right now in your life, or if you have someone you love and want to be with, or you feel you're connected with them, if that's happening, okay, to allow them, their energy, to actually help you find clarity as to what and how you can do what you're here to do, okay? What I'm being told is if you are in a twin soul situation or you're in a high level divine counterpart situation, that situation is meant to, that person that is meant to show you, like definitively show you, okay, that what you are and how you're built is possible, okay, to be executed in the real world for money. Or they're meant to inspire you in some way, right? So my point here is in discovering, right, in going through this process of discovery and seeing, don't shut love or relationship out, include it into that process energetically or literally, right? If you are currently in a relationship right now at this time. Okay, let me go back. So a little messy on this camera setup. Okay, good. So that's Juno with conjunct Venus here in this whole exercise. South Node is with Ceres here in Libra. We've also got Mars in Libra at this time. Mars is making a sextile to Cupido. Okay, good. And Pluto is sextiling, sextile with Neptune. One thing that I'm seeing here that's really interesting because of these alignments is, it's a very interesting one. Sexuality or looks, okay, your looks or your sexuality is actually something that is a key. Like right now, it might be a key to helping you embrace more of you and also to be more successful is what I'm hearing. Like some of you watching, some of us watching might have a block around embracing how our magnetism or our appearance or our energy draws people in or people become attracted to us, okay, by being on the public stage or by showing up. And instead of kind of fearing that or putting it off to the side or thinking it's irrelevant, right? Or maybe, quote unquote, being too professional, right? That's the word, like being too professional, embracing more of that part of you if you find that that's a part of you that wants to kind of show up, because that's actually a positive thing for you and your business rather than a negative thing. Like you shouldn't look at that, like that magnetic or attractive physical or energetic part of you and say, oh, that's not connected to my being or my business or my way of making money. See how that can actually aid you, right? If you embrace that in making money or serving your heart's desires. That's a block for some of you, not all of you. But that is something that the guys wanted to mention specifically will help unlock even more of what you're here to do if you allow that to be embraced fully. Okay. Let's keep moving along here. Okay. 5th of September here. Let's see anything to note. One thing to note as well during this period of time. Okay. Chiron is in Aries. I believe Chiron's been in Aries for a little while, so nothing too different, but it is getting very close to the South Node here, so I'm going to talk about that in a second. Jupiter is within 8 degrees, I see, of Uranus, and the moon here is going to be opposing Cupido. That makes sense. And making a nice alignment with Mars, actually, as it moves through. Okay, September 5th, 6th. It's going to hit a lot of fortune here and the IC in Vesta. And then on the 8th, we have this beautiful set of trines here with Jupiter, Uranus, and the collaboration of planets and asteroids that we talked about earlier. So what all this means is that there's, especially with the moon, right, traversing through these sets of planets, is things leading up to the full moon. I'm almost seeing like a rising tide. It's like things are going to start to happen automatically, and you're going to start to be feeling a little bit of pressure, almost like you're in a pressure cooker. And it might feel a little bit intense. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but what the guys want me to tell you is that pressure cooker feeling, or that pressure that you're going to be feeling, that bubbling up, okay, is going to get intense enough to where you just want to let it out. Like you just want to let it pour out, okay? As this progresses all the way into the new moon, what I'm being told is the more you let it out, okay, anything that's bubbling up inside of you, okay, it could be creative ideas, could be energy, it could be things you want to say, express, do, or be. Okay. It could be creation if you're artistic, things like that. Anything that the more you do that, okay, the more it's almost going to help you release other versions of yourself or older versions of yourself that were really hesitant, okay, to be, do, and embody your truest and most authentic version of yourself, okay? And not that those things that you're going to be like that are bubbling up, that you're going to be releasing energetically over the course of leading up to this new moon are directly related to your business. I don't sense that, but you releasing them, or you allowing yourselves to kind of release them energetically, or let them go, okay, because it's going to be so intense. Create space, okay, for clarity, a lot of clarity as to how you can actually live out your heart's desire, live out your dreams in a sustainable way. It's almost like I see a light bulb, okay, coming on for you that was not on before as you allow this. So it's going to be seemingly like a bit of an energetic bubbling up or bubbling over as we lead into this new moon. Just know that going into it. We've also got Juno hitting Venus at this moment in time. So this definitely could be relating to your relationship or your love life. Okay. If there's things emotionally here that you want to express, or that you want to feel, or you want to tell someone, this is going to be the time. Okay. Or if you just want to get off of your chest for yourself. Okay. Let love, let the energy, let the intensity of it all allow you to release what you need to release, so you can be filled with the clarity that you need to serve your needs practically from your heart's desire. Okay? It's almost like things that were keeping you from following or being true with your heart's authentic self. That's what's going to be almost released through this kind of bubbling up and overflowing process. Okay. Now, good. That's going to be kind of the major theme here. Yeah, we see a lot of fortune hitting Jupiter as well. Collective, a lot of fortune with Jupiter and Uranus here, which is, September 8th and 9th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, I'm being told, are going to be those kind of bubbling up times. So just be ready for that. Things might come up very intensely. And generally speaking, we have, obviously this is something that's been going on for a while. We have Neptune here in retrograde, Saturn's in retrograde, Pluto's in retrograde, okay? The nodes are in retrograde, Chiron's in retrograde, Uranus and Jupiter in retrograde. So obviously, again, many of you know this if you've been keeping up with astrology, Mercury's in retrograde. So that's a lot of planets in retrograde, number one. But what I'm being told to tell you is with Neptune in retrograde here opposing Pallas, the vertex, the collective descendant, eventually the sun here, okay? This is what the chapter we're in right now is like very much a long-standing or a long-term spiritual, challenging but spiritual necessary time for evolution that is going to be like a permanent change. Okay, so all these things that you're going through, all these things that you're experiencing and you will be experiencing here, these are actually going to be like permanent, big time changes in your heart, in your system that you may have never expected, but that are going to be happening that will fundamentally shift the way you look at and also perceive and act in your life for the rest of your life. So just know, give yourself the time, give yourself the space, give yourself the love, okay, to really embrace that. And just know anything in your life that's not working out right now at this current time is happening so you can go through that. Not because, you've been a bad person or because you're being punished or, any other reason or things aren't fair. It's so that you can fundamentally change and shift in ways that are going to be permanently embedded for the rest of your life that will enable you to be the best version of yourself for the rest of your life, before all the circumstances that you want in this lifetime and beyond come together. That's a channel message for you at this time to know exactly what's going on, generally speaking. Okay, let's finish this up with the actual day of this new moon in Virgo, 2222. Okay, that is an angel number relating to trust, to peace, relationships, okay, to union, harmony, balance, okay, to duality as well, masculine and feminine energies. It is going to be directly opposing Neptune here, off by about 4 degrees. We do have Pallas here, I believe, if I'm correct on this, entering Libra. Let me just double check. Yep. Pallas here, which I've mentioned before, is entering into Libra the day before this new moon. I'll talk about that in a second. Mercury is in Virgo. Juno passes Venus here, okay, in Leo. And then obviously we still have South Node in Libra, North Node in Aries, with Pluto still at the end degrees of Capricorn and Saturn now at 2 degrees Pisces, making a light opposition to Lilith. So what does this really mean for you and for the collective at this time? Basically, this means that you're going to be finding the clarity that you need in and around your love life. But the clarity that you need and you've been looking for in and around your love life is going to also be related to your purpose. Okay? So your purpose is going to be dictated by your relationship and your love life, and the healing or the clarity or the evolution you gain through that. That's the shift that happens with Pallas into Libra. You're going to find clarity about how your relationship life now and in the future is going to be intertwined with and help to define who you are and your purpose for the rest of your life. Okay? And that is the biggest thing to take away from this new moon, in my opinion, is how is it your intimate partnership or partnerships can help to define what you are, what you do, and how you best serve the world in this lifetime. And are you willing to accept and have humility around that piece of things? Okay. Many of us might sit here and say, oh, we don't need love or we don't need partnership in order to live out our true purpose. And what I'm being shown is for a large majority of the collective is actually it's the opposite. It's love is required and necessary. True love and partnership is required in order for us to live out the fullest extent of our purposes. And so if we can have humility around that and allow that love, allow that partnership in to the fullest extent it can be let in, we can then also enjoy the fullest extent of our purposes and all the gifts that God intends for us in this lifetime. So all that and more coming up on September 14th for the new moon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. I appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe if you want more content just like this. Hit that like button. It really does help the video and this channel find more people that are meant to hear this information. And stay tuned for the announcement of the next live stream coming up at some point in the future here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.